Just one day after Paul Ryan joined the Republican ticket, a new hot-button issue is dominating the campaign chatter: Medicare. Both sides using apocalyptic language regarding its future. Take a listen to this exchange.
Throwing seniors into the tender mercies of the private insurance market and capping growth the way they do, ultimately they're going to shift thousands of dollars onto the backs of seniors, and Medicare itself will be in a death spiral.
This president stole. He didn't cut Medicare. He stole $700 billion from Medicare to fund Obamacare. If any person in this entire debate has blood on their hands in regard to Medicare, it's Barack Obama. He's the one that's destroying Medicare.
So is Medicare suddenly the name of the game on the campaign trail? Let's bring in our political panel. Ford O'Connell, chairman of Civic Forum PAC and former outreach director for John McCain for president, and Martin Frost, a former Democratic congressman from Texas. Thank you both for joining us.
Good to be with you.
So, Congressman Frost, I will begin with you. Is the Ryan plan really a death spiral for seniors, or is that a bit melodramatic?
Well, look, it may be a death spiral for the Romney campaign, because you take Florida, Ohio, New Hampshire, and Nevada, 4 states with very high concentration of senior citizens. This is a voucher plan. This is a coupon plan. This is bad news for the Republicans in those states with a big concentration of seniors. I think it's a real problem. I think that it's a risk that the Romney campaign took that they didn't need to take. They could have kept this election focused on the economy. Now they've chosen to divert what was their strongest issue, the economy, and move this over to discussion of Medicare, where they're going to lose that issue.
And Ford, actually, Congressman Frost read my mind, because that was my question to you. Is it a death spiral for the Romney campaign in those key swing states and with seniors like Congressman Frost mentioned?
No, it's not, but they're going to have to win this debate. The onus is going to be on them to educate the voter to say, hey, Medicare was going to go broke in 12 years. The president has no plan to fix it. And frankly, a signature legislative achievement, Obamacare, is taking $700 billion out of Medicare over the next 10 years. So the onus is on the Romney-Ryan ticket to say, we want to preserve and strengthen Medicare for the future. And President Obama has no interest in doing that. But if they can win this debate and moving forward and talking about the future on top of the present, and then they push their ideas towards the economy, they are going to win this election. But they cannot win this election without winning Ohio and Florida, 2 states with a high population of seniors. And that's something that's really weighing on the back of their minds right now.
And Congressman Frost, what about that messaging when it comes to explaining the changes in the Ryan plan when it comes to Medicare? Wouldn't Paul Ryan be a plus when it comes to doing that?
Well, he can talk all he wants to about it, but seniors like Medicare. That's what people are missing here. You ask seniors if they approve of Medicare, if they think it's a great program, they want to have Medicare, and they say yes. And so anything that threatens that is a problem. I think the last thing in the world that Romney wants to do is to explain Paul Ryan's plan. As I mentioned earlier, he wants to talk about the economy. That's the strongest issue here. That's what people really care about. And if Obama has a vulnerability, it's on the economy. It's not on Medicare.
And, you know, when it comes to the Medicare piece, perhaps the biggest flashpoint in the entire Ryan plan, even former Massachusetts Governor Mitt Romney has kept a little bit of distance from it. So, Ford, finally, how do you expect him to react moving forward, Governor Romney?
Governor Romney is going to say, hey, look, we have some tough choices to make as voters. And Governor Romney recognizes, we saw with Scott Walker in Wisconsin and Mitch Daniels in Indiana, voters are willing to make tough choices as long as you give them a plan and explain in a cogent way how this is going to make America better in the future. Because really, at the end of the day, the goal is the future and getting Americans back to work. In a lot of ways, this does tie into the economy, and that's going to be the real trick for the Romney-Ryan ticket moving forward. But if they win this debate, they are going to win this election.
All right,
but Heather, look at the numbers. Look at the numbers you just put up on the screen. The public doesn't want to change Medicare. They like Medicare. They don't want to do what Paul Ryan is selling.
One of the keys, though,
it's a very interesting sales job they're going to have.
But Congressman Frost, to your point, the key is for the Romney-Ryan ticket to say anybody over 55, whatever plan we put forward, this does not affect you. We have to look at the future, because going the same way is just a failed way, and America is going to suffer. We have to move forward, and we have to think about the future.
And right now, those polling numbers, whether Medicare is a good deal, 45% yes and 30% no. So there's some room there. So we'll see what happens as we move forward toward the election. Thank you both for joining us. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Heather.